morning. Today I'm going to read chapter 7 of Galaxy Zack. It's called Yippee Wah Wah. I'm not sure what that means yet, but I think we'll figure it out. Hi, said Zack. Then he raised his hand and moved it in a circle, just like his dad had done at the spaceport. The other students just stared. Okay, class, let's begin with today's history lesson, Miss Rudolph said. She sat and then began typing. Zack stared at the small screen in front of him. How do I get this thing to work? He wondered. A nebulite boy sitting next to Zack leaned over. Just tap the center of the screen. The boy whispered, Thanks. Zack whispered back. He tapped his screen and the lesson appeared. Zack enjoyed learning about the history of Nebulon. After history, they studied math and science. Then the bell rang for lunch, and everyone dashed from the classroom. The students boarded a space bus to take them from the classroom to the cafeteria. So this is the boy who is helping Zack get to the lesson, and this is the bus to take them to the cafeteria. Zack stepped onto the bus. He saw kids talking and laughing. Zack felt like he was all alone. What am I doing here? He thought. I want to go home. Hey, Zack, there's a seat over here, someone called out. Zack looked toward the back of the bus. He saw the nebulite boy who sat next to him in class. Zack hurried down the aisle and sat next to the boy. I am Drake Taylor, the boy said, raising his hand and moving it in a circle. So here's the boy waving Zack over to come sit with him. And here we find out his name is Drake Taylor, and they're meeting again on the bus. Nice to meet you, Zack said, doing the same hand movement. The bus zoomed off from its dock outside the classroom building. How long has your family been living on Nebulon, Zack? Asked Drake. Zack looked down at his galactic standard watch. About 18 hours, Zack replied, smiling. How do you like it so far? Drake asked. Parts of it are cool, said Zack. The last thing Zack wanted to do was to tell Drake how much he missed home. Doors slid open and everyone ran into the cafeteria. So here's an illustration of his watch, and here's an illustration of Drake and Zack talking. Zack took a seat next to Drake and looked around. Hey, where's the lunch line? Zack asked. Where's all the food? You will see, Drake replied. Just then a line of robots came marching through the door. They were tall, skinny, and metal. Each of them pushed a cart filled with food. A robot walked over to Zack and Drake. Zack read the choices. I'll have super mac and cheese, he said. The robot picked up a steaming plate of food. It set the plate down right in front of Zack. And I will have the jam and jelly sandwich, please, Drake said. After Drake got his food, the boys began to eat. Wow, that's interesting. That's a different way, very different than the way we get lunch. So this is them getting lunch in the cafeteria. And the robots are bringing it for them. So Zack, what did you do for fun on Earth? I really liked going bike riding with my friend Bert. Zack replied, I too like to ride my bike. Drake said maybe we could ride our bikes together. Yeah, okay, Zack said. How about we ride together today after school? Drake asked. All right. When lunch was over, the space bus arrived to take everyone back to class. Zack and Drake took their seats. Here is the picture of them eating lunch, and here is the picture of them on the bus. Yippee wah wah, Drake said. My favorite class is next. Zack stared at his new friend. I have 2 questions, Drake, said Zack. What's your favorite class? And what does yippee wah wah mean? Oop. I think we're going to learn. I said I didn't know what it meant either earlier. We're going to learn what yippee wah wah means. Drake laughed. Zack started laughing too. Planetology is my favorite class. Drake replied, and Yippee Wah Wah is what Nebulite kids say when they're happy. I love studying planets and stars too, said Zach. He was happy that he met Drake. Looks like I made a new friend, he thought. Here's an illustration of Drake and Zach being confused on what Yippee Wah Wah means, and then here is them becoming better friends. And that is the end of chapter 7. I will see you next time. Bye.